Hey everyone, it is Elson932 on YouTube. Thank you for joining me for episode 7 of the Laterdaters. If you have not done so already, please take a moment, like the video, share it with a friend, leave a comment below. We are having engaging conversation in the comments. So please join us there. And let's get into episode 7. Let me grab my notes. I'm trying to keep this down to 15 minutes for everybody. So we start with Suzanne. Her son visits and she talks about her dates with Avery and Jeff. I almost made up a whole new Javery. But it was Jeff and Avery. She called someone for another date and we just don't know who it is until later. So she says she won't make excuses and exceptions now in dating. Make an exception for the fact that Avery is a Bulldogs fan. And I'm like, girl, that ain't a reason to cut him off. But we later find out she called Jeff to come join her on a boat ride on her boat. Jeff comes with a bottle of wine that they enjoyed from the wine tasting. And she said she thought she needed a big personality like Avery had. But Jeff is calm and confident and she needs more grounding. They do share a toast and a kiss at sunset. So let's see if this is going to be really this promising for Suzanne. I do like them together. Suzanne is a big personality, and maybe Jeff could be the calm landing that she needs. So we join Anise and her daughter. They meet with Logan, and Anise talks about she felt the spark with Willie. But she said she will wait to see if he's the type of man who likes to play around in the candy store, just because there's a lot of candy around. Anise, dear, I don't want to burst your bubble and all, but Willie got 5 kids. That's going to be in the back of my mind the whole time. Willie has 5 kids. I need to know that situation. And they'll tell me if he likes a candy store or if he just likes candy. So Avery felt that he's a traditional man, and Anise felt that he's a traditional man, and she liked it. And she said the phone calls gave her the same energy, and they last for 2 hours, and didn't feel like last for 2 hours. So leave me in the comments. When is the last time you had phone conversation that lasted over 2 hours and you didn't feel it? That sounds like some teenage love stuff, and I'm happy for Anise. She said she plans to not minimize herself and to be her full self. And in this experience, she is loving that she can be her full self. Remember, I said I'm going to continue with the entire episode one person at a time. So we're going to go to the date with Willie. He called her by her middle name when he met her correctly. Remember on their date, he used to call her Patrice, and she's like, no, it's Patricia. But it's okay, is what Anise would say. So he keeps on saying Patricia because he wants to get to reprogram his brain. So he goes, with the change, and he loves that she can go with the flow too. They stop by a stream on their nature walk. And I'm like, Willie, how many ladies have you taken on this spot? Is that bad of me? Because it seems like he took this walk. He stopped at a perfect spot with a ledge that he can sit and have a picnic. It seems like this is not his first time on this walk. Willie, how can I say, candy store visitors have visited this nature walk? This is part of your play, but I'm not going to steal Anisa's joy, but I'm just watching. He brought drinks. He brought strawberries in the bag he was carrying, and she does feed him, which is quite romantic. He said he saw her on their first date. He saw her soul, he saw her energy, and he just loves it. They were flirty, they were touching, they were getting closer and closer. And Lisa's like, I think you like me, Willie. It was all the feelings that was needed to see great chemistry. And they had a kiss. As a matter of fact, a few kisses. Next, we have Greg. Greg's last date was Kelly, and they were doing water sports. But he said since she lives in Metro Atlanta, he wanted to move on and find someone else because Metro Atlanta ain't really it for him. It's like an hour and a half drive just for him to get there. So his next date is with Sherry. Sherry is 60. She's divorced 3 times. She's 13 years single, 2 kids, VP of sales. Um, and she does enjoy motorsports. She's VP of sales at a motorsports company. So he thinks she is absolutely beautiful. She adopted her girls as a single mom. She adopted the oldest one is 21. She's from Guatemala. Her 17-year-old is from Ethiopia. She just wanted to be a mom. She just wanted to be a mom so much. That is so wonderful, the adoption process. So I'm guessing, Sherry understands blending a family. So they do a whiskey tasting, which seemed like such fun. I'm gonna have to rewind and see where they did this. He keeps telling himself to slow down because she seems a bit timid. So she seems a little reserved, she seems a little quiet, but I think Sherry is just trying to feel him out for the date, not that she's completely quiet all the time. So when she asks about his favorite place to travel, he says Montana. She brings out that she has lived in India a few years. She's visited Turkey, South Africa, and I'm like, Greg, you just said Montana. Greg, question, have you traveled outside of the US? Or is Montana just your favorite place? Nothing wrong with Montana at all, you know. But Montana seems a little too close to home in the countryside of Georgia. He got real quiet. Was like, yeah, I don't. Greg, you're not telling me through your behavior through this edited show that you've been outside the US very much. So Sherry's not sure that he is her type. They live in different worlds. And he says he would like to go on a second date, but he's not certain she would accept. Good catch, Greg. So we meet with Logan and his sons later on. They talk about the date with Sherry. He said he will move on because she may not be interested. He said online dating is a train wreck. They went to his dating profile and they updated it. He says he wants to date more locally, but he is sorry he ruled out Kelly so fast. Okay, Kelly, water sports. She's in Atlanta. He's like, it's just too far. He does reach out to Kelly. She is seeing someone else now. And I'm like, do seniors not date multiple people at one time? I like to ask that of the, comments and ask that of the cast. Could Kelly not have dated him and someone, or did she just pause her dating for the show to see who Greg was? But do seniors date multiple people at a time? Question. Nate, his daughter comes with his ex who comes over again. Love to see his daughter and his granddaughters. He said he's the barbecue king. Okay, and he won't share the recipe with anyone. And I'm like, Nate, come on. Come on, just share it with your daughter. So they do talk about his dates. He could not remember his first date, which is Latricia. He could not remember her name. He called Anise Anicia. It's like, Nate, they did not leave an impression. He said he has a preference for a younger person, and the third lady, which he remembered her name, Lisa, seems to be up his alley, as well as Michelle, and he remembered her name. He stuttered when asked if he was going to call the ladies or if his daughter is supposed to call his future woman her stepmom. He was just stuttering. So he does send a text asking for a second date, but we don't know who it is with. We just see the text messages just floating on his phone, but we don't get to know. We won't know till the next episode. We move on to Lori. She will move on since Felton seems to have brushed her off. Martin was invited to her birthday, and she's not ruling him out just because he is reserved. I like that, Lori. Martin does come to her party with flowers and the candles that they made. That was a beautiful gesture, to come with the candles they made and present that as a gift. But I thought they would have left with the candles, so I'm not sure. So she's, says she's on the move, and he's trying to calm it down. and have more of an intimate setting. He's like, can we, he was basically asking, can we go speak quietly and have a little more intimate time? And she's like, oh no, I have all of this and this party and all these people around. I just can't. And it's like, she kind of missed that he wanted, even if it's just 2 minutes with her. He does hug her before leaving. He did meet her kids before leaving. But Lori says they don't mesh. There's no connection and no banter. Lori, it takes time to mesh. It takes time to get to that point to have banter. And it's time you have to spend together, Lori. I'm not sure what you're looking for, Lori, but you need that time. That is the end of episode 7. I thank you so much for joining me. I hope you'll join me on the next one, which is our final episode, episode 8. Let's see where these seniors end up with all this dating. Let's see how they blend with everything. There's only a few I think is going to end up with a long-term dating or relationship with someone. But I'll see you on the next. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.